Hey guys, it's happy October. It's October 1st. Um, Mom and I are getting ready to leave on our camping extravaganza. Um, Nick's playing piano, Kate's doing some last minute stuff. I'm not centered in the frame, but what are you going to do? I thought today, hopefully this doesn't last too long, I would read from my journal because I know Becca's taking journals, and I think it's great to journal. That book I was reading, I think he could only have written all the stuff he did about his life because he had journals to look back into. And anyway, 20 years ago, 2 decades ago, I was getting ready to turn 30, still in my 20s, and I was actually in Africa. So Kate was in Sandusky with Ben. So Ben, you would have been, this was 96, so you would have been 7 months old. So when you were 7 months old, Ben, I left you and flew to Africa. I was with some surgeons and some other family practice residents. So this is what I wrote. It's dated October 1st in Katakumba. I'm going to try to, when I actually put this together, I'll try to throw some pictures up and stuff so you're not just watching my whole face reading the whole time. And if you want to fast forward through, that's fine. But I thought I'd read you where I was 20 years ago today. It's about 2200 now, 5 p.m. Kate and Ben time. So it's 10 o'clock where I was. Mike and Lou both called home this evening on the satellite phone and both got the answering machine. I didn't get the offer to call home after they did, and I was going to push the issue, but I thought Kate was probably in Sandusky and didn't want to waste a call. I want to use it Thursday before we leave the next day when Kate should be home. I slept fairly poorly last night despite an Ambien, packed up things this morning, filled completely the plane, and took off for Kafakumba. I should mention we had very nice breakfast. Did I mention we had tacos for dinner last night? Yum. Okay, the flight was about 2 hours. I got to co-pilot again, which is kind of cramped, but nice because I get to see all the instrumentation. The landscape has a lot of bush-type scenery with occasional villages, very African-looking, and trails. We flew over the Congo again, Congo River. Our destination was a village on the edge of a big lake. We circled around and came down right over the lake. The runway doubles as a 9-hole golf course, par 36, that I'm told is quite good. This area was a lot more green and lush. It's jungle. We unloaded the plane and made our way to the homes. Unbelievable. The compound is at the water's edge of this beautiful lake with jungle all around. It is hard to describe, so I hope the pictures do it justice. The waters are very still and I guess clean enough to swim in. They have 2 piers jutting out and a small boat. We met John Enright et al. And talked a while on the porch. I love John's political ideology. He was so sharp. I continue to be amazed by the people we meet here. Then we had a wonderful lunch with meat and cheese tray, tons of fresh avocado and tomatoes, yum, soup and other stuff. Our rooms are great. The 3 of us guys share a room with a huge bathroom and chairs to sit in and all. It's like Club Med, sort of. Then we went to the church to do pediatric checks. We set up 4 stations and saw kids, probably 4 weeks to 11 years. I saw 16 total, I think. The majority were basically healthy, but there were a few sick kids too, things like impetigo, questionable malaria, and tuberculosis, stuff like that. It felt good to finally be doing something I was trained in. I also had a chance to do some reviewing in the plane, so I felt a little more knowledgeable about things. After seeing the kids, I took a short swim in the crocodile-infested waters. No joke, a dog had been eaten there before, which felt great, very refreshing. Then I took my trickle shower and felt very clean. I talked with 2 people who had spent 30 years translating the Bible into a local African dialect and just sort of looked at the scenery and thought about where I was. It's really amazing. Dinner was good, and after that we listened to Mr. Enright tell stories. Truly amazing, this 70-something-year-old missionary who had the most incredible tales of everything to jungle animals, brushes with death via plague, soldiers, unrest, you name it. Tell about the service of Christ and the miracles that had happened. It was all pretty amazing. I should have had the tape recorder running, but I think I left it in Malongo. This place causes you to do a lot of thinking. I'm glad I'm here, although I really miss Kate and Ben. I hope my life can have near the service. I hope my life can have near the service that these people's lives have had. Oh, I finished my book. It was pretty good. Mike, Andy, and I sat around and talked for a while. Now I'm going to read Till We Have Faces, then try to sleep. That's my entry for the day. The plane was, it's like a 6-seater plane, like a private small plane. And because I was the missionaries were pilots, and because I was the only other person there that had a pilot's license, I got to fly in the co-pilot chair. And we were like, we were deep in the African jungle. We were flying like where people don't fly, and we were landing on grass fields, and it was pretty amazing 20 years ago. Now I'm just a dock in a small town, but I'm going to try to put some pictures. Well, if I succeeded, you would have already seen them. So anyways, that's a little glimpse from my life in my 20s. So journal, okay? Record stuff happening in your lives. Becca, thanks for your wonderful letter and vlog. Ben, thanks for the pictures. The bonfire looked amazing. And thanks for hosting Grandma and Grandpa. And I will be in touch with you guys later. Love you very much. Have a good weekend.